The first session I would be taking it. So the what we'll be discussing is about what goes into a resume, how should a resume be, and what is the best way to impress a recruiter. Okay. So how many of you are in your final year? You can either let me know in chat or you can unmute and then share as well. In which year are you studying in?
So first
Bhaiya, I'm
year.
studying.
I'm first year.
From first year.
That's great. How about others?
Also from first year.
First year.
First year.
Cool. So right time for you guys to learn these things. So let's start. What is Merge Intern? Merge Intern is an AI based platform help to take skill based assessment for students, and they would be able to get internships at tech companies. Okay. So we are not just a listing platform. We help students get internships at various companies through our skill based assessments. So you can just sign up on our portal, Merge Intern, take an assessment on which tech stack you want to intern on, and then you will be able to get an internship there if you clear the assessment. So this is what we'll be covering in today's session. Is resume really important? What are the ingredients that are needed to draft a perfect resume? And usually couple of students find it confusing while writing a resume. Should this point be there or that point be there? How do I do it? And I guess most of you would be knowing the current scenario of placements in your college, right? So which are the companies that come to your college for hiring? You might be knowing from your seniors, right?
TCS,
TCS, okay.
Wipro,
Mm-hmm.
Cognizant, Infosys.
Accenture, okay. But why do you think the companies like Google, Microsoft, Visa, MasterCard, why don't they come to your college?
So I think they go to IITs and other big colleges.
So
Could you
those
repeat it?
product-based companies are goes to IITs and NITs.
Yes, but why don't they come to your college?
might be that the NIRF ranking of our college is low as compared to the other colleges.
Okay. Any other reason?
And so they always try to find the best students.
Hmm.
So good students goes to IITs and other good colleges.
So you think good students don't come to your college?
Yes, they counts, but Google and they don't come to our college.
No, that is the question I'm asking you. Like, why doesn't Google, Microsoft, Amazon come to your college?
Maybe because our NIRF ranking is not that much as compared to IITs and NITs.
Is that the reason?
Might be. I don't know much about it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kaushik has told it correctly because maximum of the students aren't skilled enough in emerging technologies or the technologies which they would want to be hiring on. Correct? And certain companies, if you see the companies which you get, Wipro, Cognizant, TCS, Infosys, Accenture, all these companies have ATS, applicant tracking system. Okay. What does it do? So when they tell that we are going to hire from this month onwards, and they put an opening on their website, they have lakhs of people applying for that company, starting from 2016 pass out to this next year pass out, 2021 pass out, right? So they would be having lakhs of resumes. So their HRs cannot be going there and then viewing all the resumes, right? It will be difficult for them to view every single resume. So what they have is an applicant tracking system. What does it do? When you upload your resume there, that machine will check whether this resume is suited for our company or not. If it is not suited, it will reject right away. Okay. And then if it is suited for the company, then it will allow it. So that is a filter. Okay. So what needs to be there? There are certain keywords in which you guys should look on in the job description, and if those keywords are mentioned in your resume, then only it will be allowed inside. Okay, this is one thing. So this is not only for jobs, for internships also. This is the same case for Microsoft, Google, every company as well. There are so many students from tier 3, tier 4 colleges also who go to Google, do internships, and then crack jobs as well. We will discuss about that as well in the next slides. So what needs to be put in a resume? One is, resume is the one which defines you, your talent, and what all you have been doing from the past. So your employer needs to understand you before they call in for an interview, right? So if they think that this candidate is useful for us, then only they would be calling you. So if you're selected, they would check your contact information and then they would connect with you. So this is the number that in the recent survey which was conducted, 95% of the students between the age group of 18 to 22 do not know how to write a resume. Okay. I have seen that while we also go to various colleges and then discuss over this, we also get to know that sometimes the training and placement officer, they give a template to students which is 10-15 years old, and they ask the students to make the resume over that. This should never be done. You guys should always do a tailor-made resume for every company you apply for. I'll give you a scenario. Let's say you know web development and Android both. Okay. But you've been working on Android, you have done more Android projects, but the company you're applying for is in a web developer position. If you put more number of Android development projects, the HR is definitely going to reject you, right? Because the HR is going to think that this person is an Android developer. Why should we hire him? So mention what is required by the company. Check the job description correctly. There is a huge gap in today's world between the recruiters and the students. We see that. There's a saying that goes that there are many developers in the market, but very few good developers. Okay. So very few good developers in the sense you need to be a developer who writes understandable code. We see that just to clear the interviews, most of the students by heart the code or do some malpractice also. Never do that. If at all you do that, you would be blacklisted by that company as well as it would be shared among all the companies too. Okay. So you can, so for the templates which are prominent right now, you can check it out on Resume Builder, Canva. There are many places online. Don't go by the resume template which your TPO suggests. Those are certain old templates. Your first is your basic information should be provided. That means your name, email ID, and your picture. Okay. After that is your career objective. What all should you be providing in your career objective? You should see what the company is into. First, understand what the company business is, and write the same career objective saying that, hey, I would like to work I would like my career to be in this field. So write these all points such that it would help the recruiter also to understand that this person's career objective is aligned to us. more than 99% of the students copy this from Google. Never do that. Next should be your skills. What all would you be putting up in your resume? That is your technical skills, what all programming language you have done. And I've seen a couple of students, I'm just telling you the points which you should not do, so that you reject that and then put what all is necessary. Okay, so certain skills, that is, I've seen that students put up, I have leadership skills, I have team building skills. Guys, you have not done anything in that role yet, right? If you put those things, everyone will know that you're faking it out. You have not yet been managing a team yet, right? Managing a club, or these are not leadership skills. They are something above that. Okay, so they never do that, because these things would have a bad impression on you from a recruiter point of view. After this comes your portfolio. What all should you write? Nowadays, while hiring a candidate, people search your name on Google. Okay, what comes there is your brand. So always, whenever you want to go apply for a company, make sure that you have all your social media links perfectly right. Your GitHub link, your LinkedIn link, your website, if you're a developer. But although if you're not a developer too, if you are interested in growth, marketing, community management, product management, at least have a website from Wix. This would definitely help the recruiter to know that you at least know some basics of it. Then after that, mention your past internship experiences and your jobs info, your tenure, if what all have you done in your internship, and also the project which you have done in your internship, mention the GitHub link of it as well. Okay, so this would help the recruiter understand how was your coding skills, what all kinds of projects have you done, and if at all in your internship the product was launched and you have certain set of users, mention the number of users. Always mention the numbers. That is definitely going to give a good impression. After that, your certifications. Udemy, Coursera certifications, NPTEL, these are all not certifications. Okay, people don't need these certification. Everyone has an Udemy certificate, so how would that validate that whether you have learned a particular skill or not? You just press the next button and then finish the topic, right? So this is not a certification that needs to be mentioned or shared in social media. What needs to be shared is the certifications in which there is an invigilator and you are being and your whatever you have learned, that has been validated properly. Something like Cisco certification or many things like that. So in case you put a lot of these certifications, it is not going to add any value to your resume. Also, just by doing an Udemy certification or a Coursera certification, do not put this on your profile that you're a machine learning engineer or data scientist. No, things are more than that. So this is going to leave a bad impression to your recruiter. After that, if at all you have published any research paper or publications, mention that. Your IEEE paper or anything apart from that. If you and after that comes, if you've won any hackathons or contests, mention that. And that should be related to the tech field only, if at all you're going to the tech field. So certain students have observed that they have put it on their um, a resume. I have won the first prize in Sudoku contest in my college. I have won the first prize in volleyball competition. So these things are not necessary for a recruiter, right? The reason I'm telling you all this is because you might have amazing skills. you would have done so many good projects, but still these kind of things would leave a bad impression and you might be rejected from that company. So don't give opportunities to these things. So mention only what is required. So you can check out these pointers. That is, the font should be Times New Roman or Calibri, and it should always be in a PDF. Make sure that you do not put it in a Word file and never lock the file. So certain insights are: recruiters take only 6 seconds to know whether the resume is good or bad and whether it fits for that company. You have only 6 seconds of time to impress your recruiter. Okay, so make sure that you write a killer resume. So I'll just show you a certain. I'll just give you guys like 1 minute to go through this.
So it is too small. It can't be readable.
Okay, just give me a minute. Now is it better?
No. Yes, sir.
Can you enlarge it a bit more, please?
Okay, so let's move on. So this is what I told you guys, right? For Wix website, wix.com, and then you would be able to, if you're not a developer, so you would be able to make your own website by drag and drop. If you are a developer, never do this. Write your own hard coded website. Okay, so let us discuss about these. The common points which would be there, and most of the students confuse on these. What are the number of pages that needs to be in a resume? For a fresher or an intern, the mag it should only have a one pager, not more than. Okay? Always resume should not increase more than one page. TCS also rejects if your resume is more than a page, and sometimes the HR also rejects your resume. And do not add your address. If at all a person wants to contact you, they send you an email. This is the best way to communicate. Add your picture to the resume, and don't do this that I hereby declare that these points are true and all. Do not do that. So those were done in 2000s, but not now, right? Use bullet points while writing, let's say, description of what you have done in an internship, so something, whatever that matter. So, and do not make it into a big paragraph. Make it very short, very crisp. Add your programming language which you have done. If you have space in your resume, then add the language which you know. Okay, so I would like to answer questions, so having it interactive would be better. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. You can either ask them in the chat or unmute yourself and then ask them as well.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, can I put the hacker rank ratings or code ratings on resume?
Yes, you can do that.
Sorry, sir, you are not audible to us. I think you are muted.
So whenever you put your CodeChef or HackerRank profile, make sure that you hyperlink that and then redirect that your CodeChef profile or HackerRank profile.
Sir, please repeat this matter. What is the hyperlink, sir?
Hyperlink is where you link that word, and when any person clicks on that word, it should redirect to your profile in CodeChef or HackerRank.
Okay, sir. Understand.
Okay. Ankit, regarding the number of pages in a resume, it should always be one pager resume. Never have a resume more than a page.
Wow, this particular session was quite informative. I see. So if you guys have any questions, you might put it on the chat, or you might switch on your mic and ask to Akshay.
Sir, when do we start making our resume? Means we are from first year, so after completing some courses, then only we can make our resume.
It's not necessary like that. So you can start your resume from now on and start applying or start doing internships from your first year. This would help you gain relevant experience when you come to your final year. I've seen that couple of students who end up working at Google, Amazon, Microsoft from tier 3 or tier 4 colleges. They start doing internships from the first year itself. So they have relevant experience, and it's not only about experience also, it's about building network with professionals.
How we could apply for the internship in first year or second year? I think we do internship in third year. It's from college offer us.
See, it is
That's not
online.
mandatory as such. So you can do work from home internships now, right?
How, sir?
Why does a company hire interns, or why does a company hire people? They hire people to solve their problem, correct? So if a company's website is not good, they hire a web developer. If you are able to do it, why won't they hire you? I'll tell you this point, that it's very difficult to hire a person. You have to spend so much of time in hiring a person because you do not find so many good candidates in the market. That's what I told you. There's a huge bridge or a huge lack in between the recruiters and the students.
How we can find that recruiters? How we can? We are from first year. We do not have any information regarding this. So, sir, please describe that matter.
Sir, can we use LinkedIn for it?
Yes, you can use LinkedIn for that. One is LinkedIn, and next is you can apply on Merge Intern. We only have web development or UI UX internships. And next is you can apply on AngelList too. What you can do is you can just sign up on Merge Intern. If you know a particular web development technology, just take an assessment on that. So you will also get to know what you guys need to learn on where you stand at the moment. Should we add the link of our portfolio in the resume? Yes, you should add it, Bhaskar. Kaushik, you should only mention what is actually required for the recruiter because you're giving it to the recruiter, right? So for them, what is necessary from you, only those things should be given.
Sir,
Yes.
I'm from the first year and the college started just 1 week.
Hmm.
So what are the steps that I should follow? Means to get internship and
Learn a particular skill in which you want to intern on and then start applying for internships.
yes, sir. From where I can learn means what are the platforms from where I can do that?
It depends on the skill you want. If it is tech or if it is non-tech, you have to decide that. For every different thing, there's a different platform, right?
Means it is online. Means from online we have to learn.
Yes, you can learn. Everything is available on Google. So I'll also be putting a link to our community as well. If at all you're on Telegram, join this community, Merge Intern, share it to your classmates as well. So we put opportunities and many things in our community. If you're not on Telegram, install Telegram and then join our community.
Joined. I was in Telegram. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So we can't get interns on if we are just doing AI and machine learning. We can't get that intern on Merge Intern.
No. We are only focusing on web and UI UX. I'll tell you this scenario, guys. There's a huge hype in machine learning and data science. Don't focus on that at the moment. There's no jobs there for freshers. Okay.
But sir, we can build nice.
In students. So what is the use if you do not get a job?
Yeah, that is also one reason.
Always I would suggest students to first go with web development. Okay. Reason being, web development is a basic need of every company or startup. Every company or startup needs a website, right? So everyone is going to hire for that. So that is where most of the jobs are. First, have a job and then start learning other skills so that it is easier to shift role inside a company rather than just applying for a company.
So if I want to be a web developer, how I should start? I am from a bio stream till class 12. I started doing C programming. Then how I should
Hmm.
do progress and how which platform should I use? I am using Udemy for C. And after that, what I should do?
Start with HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. Start with that. learn a bit of web development, then you would be able to know in which field you want to go, in front end, back end.
HTML, or
Yes,
I can do it.
you can directly go to HTML, start learning HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. It's very easy. Okay, and see, it doesn't matter whether you're in first year or second year. I'll just give you like a small story. Before COVID, I had a talk in one of a college in a tier 1 college, and while I was giving the talk, there was a student who was asking many questions. I knew that this student was not so old, like he was not above 18 years. And after the talk, he came to me and then he was asking me that, sir, I'm in my 9th grade right now. I'm already doing an internship. How do I get another internship? So this is the level of competence that is building right now, right? Students, it's, let's say there is an opening available for any internship. It's not that students from your class, company, college apply. Students from across the globe apply for that. Now, since everything is work from home, so there's no restriction as well. Okay, since many students are from first year, can you put more light on certifications they need or they must look forward to? Okay. Always when you do a certification, don't put the certificate name. Mention what have you learned from the certificate. That would be more helpful. And what projects have you done after doing that certification? This is going to help you guys a lot. Certain places where you can do certification are Free Code Camp is there, YouTube. You can, everything is available on YouTube. And if you're starting from scratch, I would always suggest you to read the documentation of a particular language and then learn from that, rather than just doing any course or anything. If at all you want any course, so we are also conducting lots of boot camps as well on web development. If you are interested, feel free to reach out to us. So there's then you can do it on Coursera, Udemy, all these places are there. Learning the latest or emerging technologies is always helpful. But either ways, if you see, if you learn PHP, it's only going to be the MNCs who are going to still keep on using it, because it is very difficult for them to shift to an emerging technology right away. They would take a couple of years for that. But if you want to target startups and mid-level companies, always they prefer emerging technologies. Still Node.js, Go, Django is used. Ankit, okay, if we collaborate with someone while building a project, suppose I design the front end and someone designs the back end, can I add it as my project in my portfolio? Or should I mention something regarding the collaboration? Add it in your portfolio and mention that you've worked on these things. If you've worked on front end, mention what all you have done in the front end. So that would help the recruiter to know what you have done. If you have any, feel free to ask them now. No one actually cares for a certificate. See, whenever you go to an interview, they ask your GitHub profile, right? So they see your code on GitHub. Any recruiter for that matter, if they see your code on GitHub, they can easily get to know how many years of experience you have with coding, how much in depth have you learned in that particular language. Everything can be known. That is why whenever you do a project, upload that project on GitHub, mention that GitHub link in your resume. Correct. The GitHub README is also significant. So I guess you guys don't have any other doubts. If at all you have any doubts, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn as well, or feel free to join our Telegram community. If you are interested in web development, we share plenty of resources on our Instagram media as well. I've shared the link here. You can join our Instagram channel and then check out. We add all from basic, we cover all the resources in web development.